Well, hi. Thanks for clicking on the video. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Massachusetts breakthrough numbers. This was going to be a much longer video, going through several weeks worth of news articles out of the Massachusetts area, but I've been looking at those things for weeks, and I went to make this video. It was going to be 20 minutes long and confusing as all hell. The articles that I was going through, even though they were weekly published articles from the same news source, I think it was ABC, the numbers that they report, like what they are, like that, whether they report the total number of cases, whether they report the breakthroughs, whether they report the hospitalizations, the percentages, they were all over the place. It changes week to week, like what they report, not the numbers. Of course, the numbers change every week. What they report changes every week. So it would have been insane to try to make a video with that nonsense. So I'm going to do this instead. I'm going to talk about a few numbers in a second. But first, I just want to say that I'm not jabbed. And because of that, I guess chose to walk away from a $50,000 plus a year job as a technical director at a large live theater, a regional theater on the East Coast here, that I was at for several years. But the company is requiring vaccines. Two unions involved with the company that I'm not a member of are requiring vaccines, and somehow they have the right to tell me what to do. Uh, there's the president's unconstitutional mandate. Guess how I feel about that. And that theater is outside the town that I live in, but the town that I live in right now, in a couple of days from now, there's going to be a vax mandate issued requiring passports for restaurants, gyms, and entertainment businesses in the area, in the town. So there goes half my employment opportunities. I'm actually making this video in between getting through interviews, fielding interviews for various jobs, getting offered the job, and then getting told no because I'm not vaccinated. So I'm not really sure what the fuck I'm supposed to do. So I'm doing this because I'm mad. And here's why. So this is NBC 10 Boston. This was published 2 hours ago. Today's January 11th, 2022. And woo wee, 82,466 breakthroughs. That it seems like a lot. One of the points that I'll make is that when we hop on down here, there's all this information and everything, and like I'll spare you because all this information, I mean, it's bunk statistics. Sure, the numbers are right, but the way it's analyzed is insane. But trust me when I tell you that nowhere on this page does it give you the total weekly cases for this number to be compared to. So I don't know what percentage of the cases this is. Maybe if we hop on over to masslive.com, we could discern something from a January 4th publication, 2022. And the best I can do here is, now mind you, this would be for the week before this. I'm really bad at finding it right now, apparently. Here's what I want. So on masslive.com on January 4th, the state reported 45,029 new breakthrough cases of the virus in the last 7-day period ending January 1st. During the same period, the state reported a total of 79,908 new cases. The new breakthrough cases represent about 56% of the total number of new cases reported in that period, an uptick from the 44% the previous week. Now, from going over these articles week after week after week, I can tell you that I've watched that number of vaccinated breakthroughs versus unvaccinated COVID cases. I've watched that percentage go from 25 to 35 to 44. Now we're at 56. I can only imagine how much this represents. I don't know because I'm not being given a number. I could go on the mass.gov site, but those numbers are constantly shifting. So adding daily numbers together, it makes no difference because I don't know when they got this number from the state. So it's kind of stupid. Okay, now we're over on WCVB5 ABC out of Boston. And we're going to go past that garbage. And we're going to take a look at, this is from yesterday. State health officials said 1,293 of the patients in Massachusetts hospitals are COVID-19 breakthrough cases, or 44.2% of all hospitalizations. So I guess the question that I'm asking is, why can't I go to work? 50% of the cases, more than 50% of the cases in Massachusetts are currently breakthrough infections. And I've watched, as I said earlier, with the breakthrough numbers and the percentages, I've watched week after week as the amount of COVID hospitalizations that were breakthroughs went from 20% to 25% to 30% to 36%. Now we're 44.2%. What happens when it's over 50% next week? And the biggest thing that I want to point out in terms of all the number garbage is that every single one of these articles will tell you the number of breakthroughs and the percentage of vaccinated people that represents. And they'll tell you that that percentage is lower than the total number of unvaccinated cases or unvaccinated people who get COVID. There's a pretty good reason for that. And I think it has to do something with, now follow me here, there's 7 million people in the state. Just a tick over 7, a couple tens of thousands over 7 million. We're calling it 7 million. There's 5.1 million vaccinated people in the state. Now, 56% of cases 2 weeks ago were breakthroughs. So let my point take the hit. I'll round that down to 50. So let's say it's 50-50. Of course, if there's, let's just, for easy numbers, let's say there's 50,000 breakthroughs and 50,000 unvaccinated cases. Yeah, 50,000 is a smaller percentage of 5.1 million people. 50,000 is a bigger percentage of 2 million people. But it's not as though all of the unvaccinated people are hanging out together and all of the vaccinated people are hanging out together. Everyone's intermingled. If you have the same number of cases on both hands and you see it as a percentage of the state population, going back to the 56%, the 56, let's just go back and we'll go back over to it. We'll check it out. 56%. And if the entire point of not letting unvaccinated people go to work is so that they don't spread the virus, well, then what the fuck are we doing? You know? I'm not going to be able to pay rent pretty soon. Kind of waiting to be out on the street. This is supposed to be America. It's not the America I was raised in.